Okay, we are recording and welcome to our Thursday night or Monday night. Gosh, we did Thursday night for so many years. Our Monday night dream team call. Bree, Wetzel, and I are going to be talking about Instagram. She's mostly going to do most of the talking. She's our expert on Instagram, and I'm going to jump in with a few little things. But before we get started, I do want to go over some important dates that we have going on right now. We have this Wednesday a training with Sparta Nation, if you're able to make it up to Indianapolis for that. If you are not, you can still purchase a ticket and watch it live on Facebook Live. Julie will add you to a group and you'll be able to watch it with us Facebook Live. So whether you can go or not, I highly recommend you purchase the ticket. That way you can at least get the content. If you're a diamond, you get to go a little bit early and get some special diamond training with that. That is all that we have for the month of November. December, be on the lookout for a Christmas party announcement. We're still trying to figure out and nail down the dates for that, but as soon as we have it, we will definitely let you know what it is. I also want to let you know that on December the 14th, A Little Obsessed releases again. So make sure you have that on your calendar too. December 14th, A Little Obsessed. And I think that is all I have for important dates. In January, we have our next, let me see when that date is because I had that marked down here. I don't know what I did with it. I'll get that date for you. But our Super Saturday, we have our Super Saturday. First one of the year is in January. I think it might be January 6th, maybe the 13th, but I'll get back with you on that date for sure. But I am going to go ahead and pass it over to Bree Wetzel now and let her jump into some Instagram training for you.
Hi guys. So I know that two of you guys are on video, so Chelsea and Chuck. Out of everybody that's on here, how many of you guys actually have an Instagram account? And you can just put it in you do. Okay, Christina, you do. All right, well, I'm just going to kind of go over some basics. So if you don't, or even if you do, these are things that I wasn't aware of when I first started. And I had, okay, Chelsea, you do too. I had to kind of go back and I had to update to make sure that I was really kind of doing it the right way, okay? So first and foremost, like when you sign up for your Instagram account, you're going to want to update your bio. And I'm going to try to share this with you guys on the computer, but it's kind of hard. So your bio, oh geez, sorry guys. So it's going to be, your home page. Okay. You're going to have your Facebook, not your Facebook picture. You're going to have your picture. You're going to want to make sure it's just like on Facebook. It's just a picture of you. Okay. They don't want to have a guessing game of, my goodness, who is this account, related to? So make sure it's a picture of you. Now, you're only going to have so many characters that you can fill in with your bio. So just like on Facebook where you have, I think your 5 pillars, like what it is that speaks to you, like who is it that you are wanting to reach, what defines you, like what do you love, okay? So I've got my family, I've got running while pregnant with number 3, I'm a mother, I'm a wife, and then I'm a huge runner, so a lot of my stuff is running based. So I have, the races that I've done, and that is in my bio. So at a glance, someone could come to my page and see, okay, this is what she's about, this is what I'm going to find on her page. And so you want to make sure it is, speaking to you so they know who you are. All right. So use emojis. Don't do sentences. Just make it short and sweet. Okay. Instagram is like an instant gratification kind of thing. They want a quick glance. They want to see if you're someone they want to follow, and then they're going to move on. The next thing that I have in my bio is I actually have my link to my Facebook page. Because I do go back and forth, and sometimes like any direct messages will kind of go back and forth from Instagram to Facebook. Okay, so I do have that. Maybe if you're huge in Snapchat or some other social media platform, you could put that link in the bio, but definitely put another branch out that they could find you at, okay? So that's number 1. Just you want to update your bio, make sure it's current, and you can always change it, every month if something's changing, add to it, take away, whatever you want to do with that. Number 2, okay, like I said, I'm just kind of going to basics and then we'll kind of dive in a little bit more. You're going to want to post 1 to 2 times a day. I know Facebook is more, Okay, Instagram is one. And then you know what, Megan will kind of touch base on where we could really fill in the missing gaps through stories. But on your page, you're just going to want to post 1 to 2 times a day, morning, afternoon. Typically it's 9 a.m., 9 p.m. Wednesday, there's like a late afternoon, 5 o'clock-ish. That is a high volume day where you're going to be seen. So you're going to want to do that. Sorry guys, like pregnancy is killing me. I'm out of breath just talking. This is terrible. Sorry about that. So another thing that you're also going to want to do with your page is you're going to want, if you go through and you kind of look at people's pages, there's a theme to their page. You know, they're going to focus on what it is that they do, okay? If you're super random and you don't have any type of theme, they're going to be like, what is going on? And they're just going to kind of move on. Like if you were to look at my page, you would see that like probably 90% of my posts are running based, because that's my niche. That's like who I talk to. Those are who the people are I'm connecting with. Like that is my tribe. Okay. So whether it's, you know, running or the fitness, you know, sharing all of your workouts or the nutrition or whatever it may be, make sure you have a theme and you stick to that. You don't want to stray too much from that. Okay. You also want to use your filters sparingly. Okay. Like I said before, this is an instant gratification. They will go to your page. They will scroll quickly through your page. And if it's just too much and too cluttered, it's not as eye appealing, and the likelihood of them kind of moving on and not following you is a lot higher. Okay. So I learned as I went. Okay. I used to use every filter you could possibly imagine. Like, oh, I have a zit. Gonna have to find a filter to fix that up, you know? So, so now it's just, I don't even use the filter. Like it's just, I post what it is, no filter needed. And it's just kind of consistency through the page. Okay. You want it to be eye appealing for the person who's coming to look at you, you know, just like Facebook, this is your storefront. You want them to come and then you want them to keep coming back. Okay. Number 3, your content within your posts. Okay. This is going to change some. At the beginning, when you're not having a lot of followers, because the difference between Instagram and Facebook is Facebook, you're going to have a lot of warm market, hot, you know, family, friends, people that you've known for a long time. Your cold market it's going to be a lot more of a cold market on Instagram than it is on Facebook. Okay. So the likelihood of the trust being there right off the bat, it's not there, you know? So when you are first starting, you're going to want to make your posts like short and sweet and to the point, because you want them to see the headline and be like, oh, I've got to stop and just read a couple sentences and see what it's about. If you're going to post a very long story or an invite or anything like that, they're probably going to move on because you haven't built that trust yet. There's not a connection. And so it's going to take a little bit of time. Okay. Now, as you build your followers, you'll have more people that'll stop. But just like on Facebook, it takes time. You have to earn the trust of the followers that you have. So short and sweet until you build that following. And like I said before, Instagram is instant gratification. You know, that's what they like on there. Versus Facebook, where you could post a story and people are going to read it because they know you, they trust you, they want to know your story. All right. And number 4, this is going to be a little bit more in depth. This is about hashtags. Okay. Let me see if I can try to pull this up. So once you figure out who you are speaking to, just like on Facebook, who is your avatar? Who are you talking to? Who are you wanting to bring into your tribe? Okay. You're going to do that just like on Instagram. However, you're going to do it a little bit differently. So once you have that down, you can go, this is where I really hope you can see it. But if you go onto your main page, okay, and if you have your phone, you can pull it up, you can do whatever. There's a little search button right here on the bottom. So, sorry, hold on. You'll just hit the search, okay, and then you go up to the search bar, the very top, and then you're going to see where it says top, people, tags, and places, okay. Go to tags, and then you can type in the search bar any tag you want, okay. I do a lot of the running stuff, like I said. So a lot of my stuff is like mother runners or stroller runners or pregnant runners or something like that. So I'll type it in that bar up top and I'll see who comes up. And I'll just show you an example. So I typed in pregnant runner and I'm going to have a lot of pictures show up. Okay. So I can just kind of scroll through and see if there's somebody that catches my attention. Okay. Like I said, it's eye appealing. You're going to find someone that you want. So I will click on her picture. Okay. And then I will click on her page. All right. And then I will just go through and I'll scroll and I'll see she loves ice cream. I do too. She's married, has a baby, loves food. Like this girl is right up my alley. So I'm going to go and follow her. Okay. So I just added a follower where I can connect and I can send a quick instant message, or it's called direct message, and just say, hey, love your page. Looks like we have a lot in common. Short, sweet, to the point. Okay. So if you go back, okay, so that's how you're going to find people to follow. Now, Noah's dancing in the background. God. All right, so if you go back to the hashtags where you were going to find people to follow, okay, this is also where it takes some work, it takes some playing around with, okay? So keep typing in the hashtags that kind of speak to you. You're going to have some, hold on, I got to mute it because he's getting cereal. It's super loud, then. So this is where you're going to play around and you're going to find the people that, like I said, like you're going to speak to, okay? Write those hashtags down. So what I do is I have a Google Doc and you can only do a max of 30 hashtags, okay? So I actually have 2 sets of 30 hashtags and I rotate them as I post, okay? Whatever I need to do. But you're going to want to play around with it because some of them are going to really, it really is hit or miss, okay? You're going to want to find the people that really are speaking to you. And it does take some time, okay? So I would just say set aside, an hour or whatever it may be, and just kind of play around and see who's going to fit into your criteria for your avatar. Now, another tip that I have is that when I am doing my hashtags that I post within my post, okay, that I add to my content, I rarely put a hashtag that has more than 500,000 people using that same hashtag. Okay. Every now and then I'll do it where it just ends up being, 1 million, 2 million, whatever. But a lot of them I like to keep under 500,000 just because the likelihood of you being seen is a lot higher. Okay. Because obviously the more people posting within that hashtag, the less likely you're going to be seen. Okay. Another thing to not do, don't use the hashtag Beachbody Coach or anything that's Beachbody related, because all you're going to do is you're going to just circle around and you're going to be speaking to other coaches, right? That's not who we're trying to bring into our tribe and who we're trying to help, because they're already on the same mission as us. So, like I said, play around with a hashtag, find the ones that speak to you, okay, that relate to you, and write those down. Use the Google Doc. Rather than typing them up every single time, Google Doc is a lifesaver. Let's see. I want to make sure I don't miss anything on that. All right. The next thing I have is connecting. Okay. And like we do on Facebook, we're going to connect with everybody on Instagram. If someone follows you, don't sit back and just wait and say, oh, hey, that's cool. Got a follower, chalk one up on there. Send them a direct message, like immediately. Okay. Hey, thanks for the follow. Go to their page. This is polite. This is how we're going to make connections. You can't just, send a message and know nothing about them. Okay. So go to their page, just kind of check out their pictures. Hey, thanks for the follow. Looks like we have a lot in common. And then ask them a question. Okay. Just like we do on Facebook. It's so, so simple. All right. And then if someone does follow you, it's common courtesy. From people that I've heard, it's common courtesy to just follow them back. Now, you're going to have different businesses and probably fake accounts, and you're going to have some random people follow you. You don't necessarily have to follow them back. okay? But a real person who you would connect with, follow them back, and like I said, send them a message, okay? So when you're also connecting, more than just, giving a heart, doing whatever, comment on their pictures, okay? Comment, question, whatever you need to do. The more your name is seen, okay, the more people are going to start following you too, okay? They're going to see you out there. They're going to know that you're genuine. They're going to know that you're not some, can't even think of the word right now, but like a social, can't think of the word, where people buy accounts to help put out comments on other things. But just get yourself out there, okay? Don't just heart it, comment on it as well. So those are the main 5 things, rather than kind of diving in super deep. Those are the 5 main things that I want you guys to think about that will really get you started off on the right foot. And if you've already started, they'll move your business forward, and you'll gain some more followers, and kind of get to where you want to go with Instagram. Now, some things you need to remember is that Instagram is phone-based, okay? It's an app that is made for your phone. It's not a program that you can do on your computer, which kind of stinks, because then, when you DM someone, you have to type it all up on your phone. It takes a little bit longer. So with that being said, it's often I will move my messages over to email, or I'll move them over to Facebook Messenger, just because it's easier to track as well. So remember that you're not just going to pull it up on the computer. It's going to be all on your phone. And then I guess I went over that. Making sure you do the Google Doc, and then transferring from the DMs to email or Facebook Messenger were, I think, huge things that I learned later, because I had a hard time tracking my Instagram messages. Okay, that was a lot. I hope I didn't speed through that. I know Megan's going to kind of fill you guys in on the stories, which is another huge part of Instagram that you must utilize, because you will end up getting more looks or views than you do on, say, a regular post. So I'll let her kind of dive into that.
Hey guys, thank you, Bree. Perfect. A few things I just want to add to what Bree said as I was taking notes is, first of all, I feel like we should have kind of started off with, if you don't have an Instagram account, now is the time to get an Instagram account. You can only go so far on Facebook. And that's kind of when I finally decided to take that leap into Instagram, because honestly, Facebook is my comfortable place. Facebook is where I've built my business. There wasn't even an Instagram around whenever I started coaching. So this is a whole new world to me. But oh my gosh, the opportunities it's given me to reach out to my cold market, to the people that I don't know. Because honestly, on Facebook, it's warm market. I do have some people from special interest groups and things like that. But for the most part, it's warm market on Facebook. So I knew if I wanted to reach out past the people in Harrison County, past the people that I know, past the people that follow me on social media, I had to go to Instagram. And that's the perfect place to go, because like Bree said, you're searching for people that are just like you. I'm finding women that live in California or New York or wherever it may be, nowhere near me, the United Kingdom, that are exactly like me, that are looking for the exact same kind of opportunities that I can provide to them. As far as whenever you're posting your pictures, something that we did learn recently that I haven't started doing yet is filters. I believe it was maybe the last call Erica did on Fit Fighter Nation, where she recommended us, if you use a filter, to use the exact same filter every single time, so that you have consistency within your pictures. I have noticed Sarah has started doing that. I'm struggling right now with doing that, because I like for mine to look all different, but I know that's probably not best. But I'm also really working right now on a raw post, on really getting back to me and making sure that, and I even put in my posts lately, like no filter, real life. So that is me, but it is recommended for you to use the same filter if you're using a filter with similar colors. Also, don't make Instagram an extra thing you have to do. Copy and paste. Whatever you post on Facebook, copy and paste it over to Instagram. But don't share it. Don't post.
So I'm going to add something real quick.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was going to say absolutely do not share an Instagram post to Facebook because they're different social media platforms. So the Instagram post that you share on Facebook is probably not going to get seen. So like Megan was saying, literally copy and paste and then put it in. So don't do more work than you have to. You're using the exact same thing, but just never share it.
Yep, exactly.
Sorry, I forgot that.
No, you're fine. Facebook wants to keep you on Facebook. So if they see something Instagram come in, they're not going to show that in their feed because they don't want Instagram things to be shown. Same thing with Snapchat. If you screenshot a picture and it says Snapchat, they know that and they're not going to show that. So you have to make sure you're copying and pasting, not just clicking that little share button on Instagram to share it on to Facebook. Hashtags also. I can't remember how Bree said she saved it. Maybe on Google Docs. Is that where you said you save your hashtags? I share mine in the notes on my phone. It's just on the notes in my phone. That way I can just copy and paste it over. So either way works. But if the notes is easier, for me, it's just one less thing I have to open. My notes are just, I don't know, I'm in my notes all the time. So it's just easier for me to do that. Also, I loved her tips about making sure that if someone follows you, you follow them back. And I think the rule of thumb is when you go to their page, you like 3 things and you comment on 2 things. If I remember correctly, you like 3, comment on 2, then send them a message. Just say a simple message. Just thanks for following my page. If you want to ask a question, if you want to say it looks like we have something in common. Before I go to Instagram stories, I don't know if I spaced out when you said this, Bree, but how do you track your Instagram people? Because for me, I feel like that's a struggle. I have so many followers on Instagram that I struggle with tracking them. How do you track your Instagram people?
It is. And you know what I think the tricky thing is that not everybody uses their name. They'll use, whatever made up name they want to do. Right. So I did have, it was just an Excel sheet where it was like one column. It said Instagram name, because once we kind of had our conversations, I would figure out what their names are.
Perfect.
And then, when we connected, so it was an Excel sheet that I had to use.
Okay.
And I think you do that. You do Excel sheets.
I do that for Facebook.
So that's kind of what, and so that's what I did. I had to have both names there because otherwise I could not put what crazy name went to what person. I just could not remember.
That's a good idea.
But also transferring over to Facebook and email made that a lot. So I make sure that I, connect on Facebook with them if they have that, which not everybody does. Like there's a lot of Instagrammers that are on Instagram because there's so much positivity there, right? Mm-hmm. Like Facebook can have a lot of negative stuff. So I think a lot of people are kind of going towards the Instagram avenue rather than the Facebook. But email was another good one that I would track on for their email.
Okay, perfect. I'm definitely a person that forgets, even on Facebook. I'm like, who was that person? What was their name? So on Instagram, I do think it's harder because I don't know them personally too. So who is the rainbow mom, whatever it might be. So I love that you put that and then you put their name. So that will be very helpful. Okay, I'm going to talk for just a few minutes about Instagram stories, and I'm going to do my best to show my screen so that you can kind of see what mine looks like. If you don't follow me on IG, make sure that you do, and make sure you check out my stories, because for me, I didn't have any traction on my Instagram until I really dove into my stories. Getting on stories is what really, really helped me. And before I had a Snapchat account, and I was doing well on that, but I really like Instagram because it pulls into all those people that I already know, in addition to my cold market. And I'm going to share, if I can, my stories. So if you're not doing stories, I definitely recommend you giving it a try. And I'm going to give you a few tips while I'm trying to pull mine up and show you. So basically stories, I just do stories all day, just of what I'm doing. For me, while I'm working my business, I'm sharing stories. So if you work full time and you can't do that all day, that's okay. There's a gal that I follow that is a coach, and she's also a full-time teacher. And I just love hers because she's gone on IG stories all day while she's working. But as soon as she gets in her car from school, she's, doing a little story before she takes off down the road to kind of explain how her day went. Okay, so some recent training that I did really talked about how you should start your IG story the same way every day. Whether that be a quote on your IG stories, whether that, for me, it's always me shaking up my Energize bottle, if you follow me, to some music. That's how I start mine. You can choose to start your IG story however you want. A lot of people will do their personal development, like a picture of their personal development and maybe circle something in it, or I don't know, a quote or something like that. Not everyone really wants to show themselves first thing in the morning, so they just take a picture of something. There's a gal I follow who shows her coffee cup every morning. Like, that's how you know her day has started. She shows a picture of her coffee cup. So try to keep how you start your day consistent. I'm very good at that. But you also need to keep how you end your day consistent. That's where I struggle a little bit, because sometimes I just pass out in bed and I forget to kind of wrap up my IG stories and end it. But the goal is to start it the same way and to end it the same way every day. Okay, let's see. So you can see, like, every morning, that's my IG stories. Me shaking up my Shakeology with some music. And then I always follow that with a quote from one, or with, not a quote, what is it called? From one of my stories. So much that I have all of these programs. Then I go to my workout and I show me scrolling through. I feel like IG stories is a place where we don't have to keep quiet what we're doing. We're not doing that questioning marketing. Whereas on our regular IG or on Facebook, you're kind of trying to keep quiet what you're doing and trying to get people to question you. On IG stories, I let them know everything that I am doing. So I scroll through and I do the workouts that I'm doing. I always do 2 or 3 different, different scenes of me working out. And it's always to music because I don't want them to really hear. It's kind of boring if it's not to music. So you can see, well, if it actually will pull up on my internet, you can see I do 2 or 3 different little videos of me working out. And that's it. And I just set my phone up, and especially on 21 Day Fix, it's super easy. Like, she takes breaks in between, so I just push the button and run back and keep my workout going. After my workout, if I have time, I know some of you are kind of pressed. How do you get the video to start? I let it keep playing, Sarah, so it'll sit there and like play it over and over again, and I see it in the corner of my eye doing it, but the next break, I just push like the button to send it. So the first break, I'll push the button to start my video. The next break, I'll push it to where it like goes to my stories or whatever, so that I'm not taking time away. And sometimes I don't feel like dealing with that during my workout. So after my workout's over, I'll just kind of do a little brief, like, hey, my workout was awesome today, blah, blah, blah. Sorry I didn't share it with you. I was just really working on me and my workout. But somehow for them to know that I've worked out today, that I'm not just like taking a picture of me in my workout clothes and I didn't really work out. Some sort of after workout post. So it's super important also in your stories to go from different types of stories, to go from a still picture to a video to, what is it called? See, I'm still learning to. It's the boomerang, to go to boomerang. So kind of switch it back and forth between those things. You don't always want to be videoing. You don't always want pictures, still pictures. You don't always want boomerangs. You want to switch it back and forth between all of those things. Okay, let me keep going. So after my workout, I did Elf on the Shelf. I can't tell you how much the Elf on the Shelf hashtag has helped me. I've had over 100 views on my stories since doing Elf on the Shelf. So if you do an Elf on the Shelf, make sure you talk about that, because, and guess who those are? Those are moms with kids my age. So those are people that I want to be connecting with. If someone does on Elf on the Shelf, they're more than likely very much like me. So you just add your hashtag onto the picture. I always do my shake. I don't always say Shakeology, but I always show my shake. And you can see there, I went to the boomerang for that one. Then I'm back to a video of Emma. Again, another Elf on the Shelf hashtag. Over 100 views on that one. A picture of me with my work attire. And that's what I put. This is what I'm working in today, like a sweatshirt. Here's me talking about cleaning my house. We don't really need to listen to all of that, but those are some videos with some different filters. Let's see what else we got. Those hashtags, really, you have to make sure you add those hashtags into your story. I think that's super important. Snacks, I really show what I'm eating. And not only does that help me, but it helps my clients that follow me on Snapchat because they can see. I would have loved to have seen what Erin was eating all the time whenever I was a challenger in her group. I would have loved to have known. So it really helps them to see what I'm eating. I mean, that's a super quick little thing. I show my personal development usually at some point during the day. Talk about my blog. So there's a video. So you see where I went from 2 pictures and now I'm talking in a video. You can draw on it. I think you need to be drawing on them, adding hashtags. Days of Our Lives, you isn't that funny? You would be surprised at how many people follow the Days of Our Lives hashtag. I don't know if they're really like me, but you know. Homework, another hashtag where people are looking at it that are very similar to me. Mama's working on homework. A video of us doing dinner. I mean, you can just see it's just like a sneak peek into our life, like a little reality show. And it doesn't take that much time. This is what I highly recommend you doing if you do not do. Anytime I get a message from a client that says they've done this or they've done that, or maybe in our dream team group, someone that's like, look at what I've done. I always take a snapshot of it. Let's see if it'll show it. And then I talk about it on my stories. So anytime I get any kind of message from a client or anytime someone posts something on the dream team, any kind of success at all, I take a snapshot of it and I share it on my stories anytime. So when I'm working, if something pops up, I immediately, and I don't necessarily show who it is because you can add little graphics and little pictures and things to cover up their names and their pictures and stuff. But just so that people following me see that I'm getting these messages every day from people that are getting results. So they can see that my coaches are having these successes every day. And if you don't have that many clients that are following you, get on the dream team whenever we're talking about successes. Take a picture of that and just share it in your stories. Any little successes you can get. Some people that I've followed that have really helped me out. Ashley Smith is one of the names that I follow. She's very much like me, so I really like following her. She's a new mama. Haley Christensen is not like me at all, but she is so much fun. She's the one that does the gangster rap before she invites. I just really like her realness in hers. She has a very what is her accent? Maybe New Yorkish accent? I don't know. So it's kind of funny to listen to her whenever she's talking on there, but she's so real, and I really love what she talks about. Micah Folsom is one of our top coaches, and she's another one that's got Instagram down that I also follow, and especially their stories. So get on there, check out those stories. If you want to watch my stories, just watch what other people are doing. Just like when we were learning on Facebook what to do, we watched people. We watched those top coaches. We watched the people that were successful, and then we just did what they did. Don't get wrapped up in Instagram stories, though. I could sit and watch Instagram stories for hours, what people are doing. However, I will tell you, a lot of times you can push at the top on your Instagram stories the little watch all button. And a lot of times I'll push that watch all button and then I'll walk away and go do other things, because then my name is showing up on theirs that I'm interested in them and I'm watching them. Even though I probably am not watching what they're doing, at least then my name pops up and it looks like I'm interested and I'm watching their stories and I'm kind of building that relationship. If I have extra time, I'll go into some of them and watch them and send messages and things like that on their stories. But if anything, a lot of times, like if I'm doing my makeup or getting ready to get in the shower, I'll just click that watch all button and then go do whatever it is I'm getting ready to do. That way my name is popping up in their stories as watching their stories. And that way they then go to my stories and see what I'm up to. Okay, I think that's about all I have. Bree, did you have anything else to add? I'm wearing a sweatshirt again. I don't know why you guys don't tell me not to wear a sweatshirt on these calls. I always end up sweating by the time it's over with.
Well, you're lucky I don't have a hair towel on, so. I think with my stories are hard to get flowing throughout the day. One, because I just can't post while I'm at school. So I take pictures like I can't take a picture of at home or something, and you can't see like a timestamp or anything like that, but I'll take extra pictures, and I do that on Facebook too. Like I'll kind of load up on the pictures, and if I need to throw something in there like on my lunch or during my plan or something, I can do that. Even though it's not with me at school, I'm still keeping myself in there in the stories. So I don't know. I always tell everybody to just keep extra pictures on hand, because it doesn't have to be a picture right at that moment. You can actually look at your pictures from the past and throw some stuff up there. So that's just still something that I even carry over into Instagram, like I do on Facebook. So
That's good. Sorry, I'm into my story right now. Okay.
I already did. Caught y'all.
That's funny. That I'm really bad about team calls, even when I'm not leading them. I think it's because I'm like so into it that I forget that I need to be doing that. Let's see. What do we have down here?
Yeah. I think another thing that some people need to remember is that, because my page used to be private, make sure it's a public page. Make sure they're not having to request you to follow. Let them just follow you right off the bat.
Okay. And I'm reading Chelsea's question. Should I have a separate Beachbody Instagram account, or should I modify my personal Instagram to incorporate more Beachbody? I think you should use your personal, I see Sarah's response. Yes, use your personal account. Because just like on Facebook, you want to post your workouts and you want to post about your shake, but you don't want to talk about them all the time. You want people to see that personal side of you and get to know you. Because as we've talked before, there are a bazillion Beachbody coaches. They can buy Shakeology from anyone, but we want them to get to know you and to build that relationship with you. And by using your personal account, that's how they're going to do that. Okay. I think, do we have any more questions about Instagram? Hopefully this gives you guys a really good start in diving into Instagram. All right. Makes sense. All right. I'm going to stop the recording. So good night to everyone watching on the recording.